Yeah, this is a continuation of, in case you haven't seen it yet or what, I explained a few things and ultimately of enemies. Well, apparently that, you know, filled with enemies that are apparently pretty damn strong, that were pretty good sized enemies that, for whatever reason, just took damage really, really, really well. And yeah, it hurt him obviously, but my only option to generally have hurt him really for real was either use this charge attack, hope that helped, but of course, assuming he's decently far away, or you do this charge attack, and hopefully that helps, or use this charge attack, which does definitely help, but also assuming that because the enemy being stronger, if your attacks are going to be strong enough to stun them at least a little bit. Really? Yeah, this is that kind of thing. I don't know why he takes damage so fucking well. Like, for whatever reason, those enemies always just take damage like a fucking champ. Holy crap. Honestly, the one thing you could definitely try to learn in this game or try to master, which I haven't honestly tried too hard to do, but obviously if you could, it would be really helpful to you, is try to master countering. It's kind of a pain in the dick because it's not something as simple as, you know, press evade and your circle or whatever. But obviously if you could, it helps. And then of course, if you could master the ability of mid-battle, you can get your little floating robot guy to be usable where you press circle. That'd also help, but again, that's a really fast-paced thing, hoping that you can actually pull it off, or if this game is good enough designed where you could click the button and it would still work, even if you're in mid-animation of doing some other attack. Yeah, I've done some counter-like moves before, and like they're not all that like simple, because like a counter actually can be a few things. A counter can actually turn out to be where your character actually just dodges and then moves it to another position and starts another attack by herself, or it could be a blatant actual move of attack that she'll do. It's really random as shit, and I don't know, like if you could really master those sort of things, like obviously that up your survivability during a fight tremendously. But for me, it's more of just I run into it randomly, so I don't have the fortunateness of it being that easy. Just like at this current level I'm at, you obviously notice if you fight enemies yourself, your weapon at level 3 is not really that great anymore. Like before, obviously, like level 15, your weapon being at level 3, you know, it seemed to be definitely effective. But at this point, it's just like it definitely helps, but certain enemies that are literally your same level, like they're gonna take weapons like a champ, or at least the ones in the desert anyways, like they're just good at it. I would like to know what the hell deadly heal is. Does it just mean your heals are much better if you're near death? If they obviously got the chip to do the whole auto use item, the higher level it is, the more effective it makes that heal do, even if it's a low level heal item. I don't know, that's the one obvious problem I have with this game, is the fact that there's certain basic shit that obviously in the first mission were fine, like the auto item thing, and then you get further on bonuses or perks or like the shockwave chip. Now you have to keep your person weaker, because obviously the shockwave helps you defeat a horde, because even if you're fighting a person up close and you're obviously hitting with your weapon, the shockwave would generally help as well with added damage, but realistically what it's useful for is it goes through multiple enemies at once. So it helps you take out the horde faster versus being overwhelmed. So if you didn't have it on and you had the auto use item thing on, which I don't, it'd make the fight harder, and you definitely need to spend a lot more money on heal items just so you can fucking stay alive, versus have more combat ability and, you know, just kill them in the end. So like, it's kind of annoying, because like, you of course want to think like, oh, let me go defensive stuff. Like, I used to have a defensive heal, which I don't know what the fuck happened with that chip. Like, it randomly disappeared out of my inventory. And defensive heal is actually pretty nice if you can get the chip, and it's random. But like, setting your character up for defensive crap with your chips and stuff, like, it's a pain in the ass, because one, the chips are very rare. And offensively, yeah, like obviously, yeah, you can set that up just fine or whatever, but realistically, to do greatest thing alive defensively, you have to spam the fuck out of your dodge thing. And if there's a huge group of strong enemies, just be a coward and just do this to hit large ones and smack down ones like that repeatedly while dodging and moving away whenever they do their hits. Have certain enemies, when they swing period, are heavy hits all the time. Just having to constantly jump and dodge makes the fight really annoying. Yeah, but you just seen that little spawn of bullshit. I don't know what that yellow cloud is around that guy, but my best bet I can definitely say is, if you do this part like I did, the first playthrough as you've seen, was actually a pretty nice safe bet. The way you could do it is use these items, use the drug at least twice, and you should be able to take out the horde of them. But as soon as that big guy gets close, which is I'm going to try, you should just obviously get the fuck away from this side and go to the other side where he was originally standing. So that way at least you can take out the smaller, faster ones that can get to you quicker before he actually gets close enough to grab your ass and instant kill you. Like he did to me. And, you know, and made me his bitch. Fuck it all. I guess it says ranged attack, like you have normal ranged attacks, but you don't. I guess for the shockwave, I guess, but... in case you're wondering, for anyone who hasn't seen the first one, this battle's a horrendous bitch because there's lots of high-level enemies, and the last thing you obviously want is to be overwhelmed like a bastard. And when you're using the E-drug, you can't tell if your actual robot's, you know, ready to use his ability again or not. You just can't really tell a lot of anything. One, two, and let's hope for the fucking best. Motherfucker got close. That's some bullshit. What the hell is she using that move? Motherfucker. That actually went phenomenally better than I thought it would. As you notice, I'm obviously not dead. That guy bitch slapped me and did his ultimate move where he just instant kills you like a bitch. Oh shit. Wow. Whoa, you dirty bastard. That's phenomenally terrible. But yeah, for this part, it would be the one time you definitely want to use your random items. If you play like me and you generally think items are kind of like a bitch move where it just gives you unfair advantage when you obviously just more or less rely on your abilities of fighting and your skills versus, you know, just being a coward and using those items. I would definitely agree. But this fight is kind of ridiculous. Mostly this big guy that can do his bullshit instant death. Like, see that? Like, I got some weird... What the fuck? He can spawn other guys? Really? Well, that explains that one. Well, yeah, I told you about on the first video where, yeah, I went in there and one guy hit you pretty good, and then a little while later you get hit by something else and you die. Well, apparently it's that guy. He hit you, period, with his second hit of that combo, apparently. You're just fucking dead, but apparently that big guy can fucking spawn more guys, which I don't understand how the fuck the creators of this game justify that bullshit. Of, you know, like, oh yeah, face all these enemies that are all pretty strong in the sense of being able to, you know, survive a lot of your attacks. And so therefore you have to use a lot of items just to hope to defeat them fast enough so that you can go defeat the big guy. But general advice I'd have, because at the end of this video, because obviously I'm going to just try something else for now. Wait till I get to level 20 and try it again. But if you try that bullshit, obviously do like I did with the items, but I would highly recommend keeping at least 2 or 3 of them alive. Preferably smaller ones, because obviously you don't want the big guy around, because like you've seen, his combo can instant kill you within 2 hits, pretty much. So yeah, just keep the smaller ones alive, and then just at that point try to ignore them as they're obviously attacking you, and take out the big guy, so that way he can't spawn more of the little dickheads, and then you should be able to beat it. But obviously, in my opinion, I would not do that battle, and if you die, try to go back and get your body back, because it's not the kind of battle you just want to come in there with your shitty shit and then hope that you can grab your crap and have it re-equipped so you can actually fight. Because at that point, you already gave yourself a losing beginning of the fight. Because you should obviously try to start a fight with a strong start. But as you obviously noticed, and I would assume, because that one thing obviously boosts your defense, but and then obviously, you know, you see me use the drug, the other stuff without the drug, and then I took damage. Yeah, they were still hurting me pretty good. So I'm assuming that drug actually helps your defense as well. Because yeah, I defeated the majority of that horde, took barely any damage. And you notice obviously my health was higher too. And I was doing great. And then got off the drug, and now, even with the defense thing, they're whoop my ass, you know. And yeah, I would definitely with that fight, you definitely use that one item to prevent you from being staggered at all, because that definitely helped me stay alive for as long as I did. And at that point, honestly, I would say if you're gonna do that fight, I would definitely buy as many anti-stagger things and possible defense things, and at least 10 of the drugs, so that way you can easily plow through the enemies and then get to the point where you're actually fighting the main big guy with the few small ones still alive, so you can actually take him out, and obviously trying to avoid his whole grabbing instant death move, and obviously be able to try to kill him, because honestly that's probably the only way you're probably going to beat him, unless you're obviously pretty high level. Alright, well, might make another video a little bit later on, but for now that'll be it, mostly because I don't want to have to constantly restart this thing, because I'm going to try honestly that battle again, but I might die again and I don't want to restart a broadcast. Alright, I'll see ya.